Well, I'd like to welcome all of our viewers here today. We're going to discuss and provide an update on our dog park. If you recall, in August of 2012, Texarkana, USA participated with PetSmart, voting for Bark for Your Park, and thanks to the citizens of Texarkana, Arkansas, we were the recipients of winning $100,000 to build a dog park for Texarkana, Arkansas. We've designated the area over at Jefferson Park, and we're now changing that name to Jefferson Parks with an F-U-R, but we have had some work, but we've also had inquiries about what the status is because we've been to August. So at this today I've got DeAnna O'Malley, and she was one of the two people that was instrumental in starting the project for Bark for Your Park, and Crystal Sloan was the other one, and based upon their energies and efforts, Texarkana, Arkansas won it, and Texarkana, Arkansas, the city has agreed to, we're going to work with DeAnna and Crystal to get the dog park started, and they have been working on it, been doing quite a bit of work, but now then I want to make sure that the citizens know where we're at and what our time span is. So at this time I'm going to just ask DeAnna if she would discuss it and tell us about it.
Awesome. I will be more than happy to. We have been meeting some months weekly, and other months we've met about once every 2 weeks since we've been awarded the $100,000. I met with the city officials and met with Ross Cowling, the Parks and Rec Director, just trying to figure out where we're going to go from here. A lot of it was just the design concept, and we had to do what PetSafe is asking us to do when it comes time to how they're going to release the money to us. So we're at a point right now with the park. I think we've done really well. We've got a budget together, which is one of the things that they asked for originally. We had to give information to them about the site and our concept plan, the plans of how the park is going to be put together, our budget, the cost estimates, and we really had to do a lot of legwork, a lot of behind the scenes stuff that I just really didn't know y'all city people had to do to get things up and going. So it's been exciting, it's been fun, and we're now just kind of wrapping our end of it up to pass it off to Mr. Hackleman so we can get his approval and then send it to PetSafe.
Now, I know Mr. Hackleman is our Public Works Director, and he has been closely involved in the design phase and the preparing it and getting it presented to PetSafe. And at this time, I'm going to ask Paul to kind of give us a briefing of what he has done and what we still need to do before we send the plans to PetSafe.
Okay. Well, last year when we first went after the grant with Crystal and DeAnna O'Malley, we drew up a conceptual plan for the dog park, and then after getting awarded the grant, I think DeAnna and Ross Cowling and Crystal actually drove to Dallas-Fort Worth and reviewed some dog parks, and based on that, we modified the plan. We've hired a surveyor. He's completed his survey, Hall Surveying, Mr. Rick Hall, and that's the plan you see here for the survey. And the next phase for us is to merge the survey information with the site layout, make sure that everything, the drainage works out properly, and just finalize the plans. Our hope is to do that next week. And once we do that, we'll take all that packet of plans and cost estimates and review what PetSafe would like to see and submit that to them and await their approval of the project. And once they do that, we will partner with anyone who wants to donate time and service to the dog park or hire out the work that we need to hire out. Anything that we hire out above a certain dollar amount would actually go before the board of directors for approval. It'll just depend on how we piece it together. We've considered subbing out each individual part because there are people in the community who would like to donate their services to the dog park. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes, but we have had really good luck with Richardson Fence. After we received this award, Richardson Fence donated a fence to the Animal Adoption Center off of East Street at no cost to the city and no cost to the adoption center. So we're really looking for some good partnerships also.
Now I understand, Paul, and just kind of brief our audience about what we have done some work out there. Arkansas Department of Corrections has provided some assistance. So if you could brief them on what they've done.
That is correct. We partner with the Arkansas Department of Corrections, which we refer to sometimes as the ADC. And Warden Larry Colley allowed the inmates and his guards to go out there and help us with tree removal and trimming. We also had the street crew and the Parks and Recreation crew out there and removed a bunch of dead trees, removed trees that otherwise were maybe in a low spot that we knew we were going to have to fill so that we don't have ponding water out there, and to let some daylight come in here. Mainly after it rains, it would stay really soggy, so clear it out, the dogs can have a chance to run, but there still will be trees out there. We're not going to remove every tree. There may be a few more that are left. And then earlier in the year, at the end of the year, we had some funds left over outside of the grant, and we repaved the 2 parking lots off of Jefferson in the park, trying to just spruce up the whole park in that area.
And DeAnna, I know that the part of your budget plan is that if we're able to get the park for less than $100,000, that we're going to be able to have some money in a budget to maintain it and actually maybe do some improvements and
Absolutely.
enhance it. Would you kind of brief us a little bit what are some of our hopes are on doing that?
Sure. Of course, our main focus now is to get the dog park up and running. That's our number one goal that we're hoping to accomplish between May and August of this year, depending on the weather and depending on the schedules of everybody that's involved. But one of the things that we were really, really hoping that we could do at the beginning was a possibility of adding bathrooms. We knew that it's going to be expensive. We weren't going to be able to do it at the first phase just because of the cost that goes into putting the fence in and the concrete. But that's something that we're looking at least in this area right here, if we can't add the bathrooms, to get it as prepared as possible. So if maybe in 2 to 5 years we might be able to come back, raise some more money, and to be able to continue the efforts of making the park all that it can be. But one of the really big items that we've been able to do now, when we did go to the Dallas-Fort Worth area and looked at the other dog parks, everybody there said they needed a mow strip. That's a lot of money. I didn't realize how much concrete cost, but when we talked to the Dallas area, they said that the mow strip was an important piece of the dog park. One, because it protects the fence when the mowers are out, but 2, because it just prevents the dogs from being able to escape. We visited 6 total parks, and all of them, when we asked the question, what would you do different, the 3 that didn't have it, that was the first thing that they said was a mow strip. So because we're able to partner with the ADC inmates, that they're going to be able to save us some of the labor costs to where we can get that mow strip, which is going to be a really good thing for the park.
Well, very good. I do appreciate Paul and DeAnna being here today with us to kind of brief us and bring us up to par on it. And we plan once we submit the plan to PetSafe and we receive their authorization to go ahead, then we'll probably come back and have another short little video and let you know more closer of when you can anticipate that we will have a dog park over at Jefferson Park. So I want to publicly thank DeAnna and Crystal Sloan, because without them and their initiation, we would not be where we're at today. And it's glad that Ross Cowling is not here, and Ross has been very intricately involved in it.
Yes.
So he's off and enjoying a little bit of vacation today. But I want to thank him and Paul Hackleman for their input into making sure that Texarkana, Arkansas, not only do we have a dog park, but we have a state-of-the-art dog park that will be easy to maintain,
Yes.
and that we can use it for years to come. So once again, thank you for spending this short period of time here viewing the video, and we will keep you posted as we progress on the dog park at Texarkana, Arkansas.